Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this comes from the Herald. Ex-North Carolina cop skips court, loses plea deal for sex crimes with Fort Mill Church Youth Group. Isn't this great? Dated September 6, 2024, by Andrew Dice. Erickson Lee was a police officer in Cornelius, North Carolina, when he was arrested in 2023 on charges connected to his volunteer work with boys at Morning Star Fellowship Church. Andy Burris, I guess that's, I don't know, the picture. So this seems to be a theme that I've seen with the police officers that sexually abuse children. They go through these groups, whether it's a church group or like the one I read earlier. That was really bad because all of them were covering up. So I think a lot of them were involved with that 13-year-old girl, the one that I had covered earlier. York County, South Carolina. A South Carolina judge on Thursday ordered the arrest of a former North Carolina police officer charged with sex crimes involving boys from a Fort Mill church after the ex-cop failed to show up for court. Erickson Douglas Lee, 26, worked as a police officer in Cornelius, North Carolina, which is north of Charlotte, before he was fired in 2023 after his arrest. He's accused of improperly touching minors, giving them alcohol, kind of like Jesus juice too, hey? And having nude parties at his Fort Mill home while volunteering with a youth group from 2020 to 2023 at Morning Star Fellowship Church. Lee posted bail soon after his arrest in May 2023. He made an agreement with prosecutors to plead guilty Thursday in court to 5 charges for a sentence of 8 years in prison. It's about time someone gets some prison time. Prosecutor Hannah Woods told Judge Dan Hall in court, alleged victims in the case, family members and friends, also were in court for the hearing. But Lee did not show up, so Hall signed a bench warrant for Lee's arrest late Thursday afternoon, and the plea deal is off the table with Woods' no-show, Woods told Judge Hall. Fred Davis, Lee's defense attorney from the York County Public Defender Office, said in court he spoke to Lee weeks ago and told him to be in court Thursday morning. Davis told Hall he couldn't reach Lee by phone on Thursday. Lee has not been convicted of any crimes connected to the case. He still faces 11 charges, including 4 counts of contributing to the delinquency of minors, 4 counts of disseminating obscenity to minors, first-degree assault and battery, second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor, and third-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor, court records show. Do they do any checking with these police officers? I just wonder, The individual charges carry 3 to 20 years in prison for a conviction. Morningstar CEO Rick Joyner told the Herald, said church officials contacted law enforcement in 2023 when allegations against Erickson Lee, the former church volunteer, were brought to the attention of church leaders. Finally, church people doing something right. He said the church is committed to making sure people associated with the church are safe. Something really bad happened to those boys, and we have searched and investigated every way we could. Joyner said Wednesday. We are disturbed too. We feel for the families. They are families in our church. Lawsuits filed by victims against Morningstar and others. 3 of the people Lee allegedly abused also filed civil lawsuits against Lee. Morningstar Fellowship Church and church leadership, including Joyner. York County court records obtained by the Herald show. The lawsuits allege negligence, civil conspiracy, and other claims because Lee was a volunteer over the Youth Special Forces. You see how they're getting in? They do these volunteer things. Group at the time of the abuse. 1 suit was filed in August and the other 2 were filed Tuesday and Thursday of this week. Civil lawsuits and the criminal case are separate. The lawsuits filed by Rock Hill attorneys, Randall Hood and Chad McGowan, on behalf of the minors alleges Lee and the other defendants tried to cover up the abuse. Where have we heard that before? Joyner told church members Sunday during services a lawsuit had been filed, but the accusations in the lawsuit were wildly untrue. They always do the same thing, don't they? According to a YouTube video posted of the service, Joyner said Wednesday in a telephone interview with the Herald he had seen the August lawsuit. He reiterated what he said Sunday to parishioners, that much of what is alleged in the lawsuit, including claim of cover-up and participation by church leaders, staff, or other members, is not true. Well, I don't know now. I was excited that they actually sound like they're doing the right thing. Joyner said church officials remain committed to finding the truth. So I will leave the link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.